Earth became the target. One transmission triggered panic across the galaxy. No one in the galaxy noticed Earth for a very long time. It was a small blue planet, quiet and distant, sitting on the edge of known space. Trade ships passed near it but never stopped. War fleets ignored it. To most civilizations, Earth was nothing more than a forgotten world with weak technology and loud emotions. That changed in one silent moment. Inside a deep space monitoring station near the galactic core, warning lights suddenly turned red. Ancient sensors, untouched for centuries, activated on their own. A signal had appeared. Not an attack. Not a distress call. A transmission. The operators froze as the source location appeared on the screen. Earth. This made no sense. Earth was under observation, not communication. No messages were allowed from that planet. The last recorded human signal was thousands of years old, locked away in forbidden archives. Yet this one was new. The message was short. Too short. Only 3 words. Earth is awake. Across the station, silence fell. Experienced officers felt something cold move through them. They had seen wars. They had seen empires fall. But this message carried a different weight. Old records were opened in a hurry. Dust-covered files spoke of early human expansion, rapid learning, and a dangerous ability to adapt. Humans were not strong then, but they were unpredictable. That was why the galaxy forced Earth into isolation. Humans agreed, or so everyone believed. Within minutes, the transmission spread across secure channels. High councils were alerted. Military leaders paused their campaigns. Even ancient species, long asleep in distant systems, reacted. Fear moved faster than light. Because this signal was not a request. It was not a greeting. It was a warning. Far away on Earth, nothing seemed different. Cities glowed. Oceans moved. People lived normal lives, unaware that their planet had just become the center of galactic attention. But deep beneath Earth's surface, systems older than modern nations were waking up. And somewhere in the dark between stars, fleets slowly changed direction, all heading toward one place, Earth. The Galactic Council gathered in emergency session. Such meetings were rare. Such fear was even rarer. Holograms of alien leaders filled the chamber. Some were calm. Most were not. All eyes remained fixed on the glowing symbol of Earth at the center of the room. This transmission violates the silence agreement, one commander said. Earth was never allowed to speak again. Another voice responded, quieter but heavier. The message itself is not the problem. The problem is that Earth sent it at all. Records were displayed for everyone to see. Long ago, humans were studied carefully. They fought among themselves, but learned quickly. They lost wars, yet came back stronger. Their technology grew faster than expected. Too fast. That was when the galaxy decided to contain them. Earth was cut off. No trade. No contact. No stars beyond their system. Humans accepted the terms without resistance. That should have been the end of the story. Now the Council faced an impossible question. How did Earth bypass the isolation? Scouts were sent toward the solar system. Drones entered human space quietly, expecting chaos or panic. They found neither. Earth was calm. No defensive fleets. No visible weapons. No alarms. That made the commanders uneasy. Then another signal appeared. This one was directed at the approaching scouts. Do not come closer. The scouts vanished seconds later. No explosion. No debris. They simply disappeared. The council room erupted. Some demanded immediate attack. Others warned against it. Ancient species reminded them of a simple truth. Earth never showed its strength early. The decision was made. If Earth had broken the silence, then Earth had chosen war. Orders were sent across the galaxy. Fleets began to move. Weapons were armed. On Earth, hidden deep below mountains and oceans, lights turned on one by one. Systems checked themselves. Old commands were confirmed. Humanity did not cheer. Humanity prepared. Because Earth did not wake up to start a war. Earth woke up to finish one. The galaxy did not fear Earth because of its weapons. It feared Earth because of its history. Long before the Silence Agreement, humans were new to space. Their ships were weak. Their weapons were simple. Many alien empires laughed at them. Some ignored them. Others tried to control them. That was the first mistake. Humans learned by watching. When they lost a battle, they studied it. When they failed, they improved. They copied alien technology, then changed it. What took other species centuries, humans learned in decades. Galactic observers noticed something strange. Humans did not give up. They adapted. When pirates attacked human colonies, humans built better defenses. When empires blocked trade routes, humans found new paths. When treaties failed, humans prepared for war, quietly. Too quietly. Soon, human fleets were no longer weak. They were not the strongest, but they were unpredictable. Their tactics changed every battle. Their commanders broke rules others followed for thousands of years. That scared the galaxy. A secret council was formed. Ancient species spoke first. They warned everyone that humans did not fight for territory. Humans fought for survival. And when survival was threatened, humans became dangerous. The decision was made. Earth would be isolated. No contact. No allies. No enemies. Just silence. Humans were offered a choice: accept isolation, or face complete destruction. The galaxy expected resistance. Instead, Earth agreed. Human ships returned home. Colonies went quiet. Human signals disappeared from space. Within a few years, it seemed like humanity had accepted its cage. The galaxy relaxed. But observers missed something important. Earth did not stop building. Deep underground, humans constructed facilities beyond alien scanners. Beneath oceans, silent factories worked without rest. Old satellites were replaced with smarter ones, hiding in plain sight. Humans learned patience. Generations passed. Empires rose and fell. Wars burned stars away. Through it all, Earth stayed silent. Too silent. Some younger civilizations began to question the old fear. They saw Earth as weak and outdated. Stories about dangerous humans sounded like ancient myths. Until the transmission appeared. Earth is awake. Old leaders felt their fear return instantly, because they remembered what humans were capable of when threatened. The council reopened classified files. One report stood out. It was written just before the isolation began. It said, "Humans do not forget. They prepare." Meanwhile, alien fleets moved closer to the solar system. Scans showed no defensive lines, no energy shields, no war stations. Again, it looked like Earth was unprotected. That made commanders nervous. Human behavior never matched appearances. As fleets crossed the outer edge of human space, strange readings appeared. Sensors failed. Navigation systems drifted. Communication delays grew longer. Something was interfering. Still, the advance continued. Then one alien cruiser vanished. No warning. No explosion. Just gone. Panic spread through the fleet. Commanders demanded answers. Engineers found nothing wrong. Space itself seemed normal. That was worse. Back on Earth, the response was calm. Human leaders did not argue. They did not rush. Orders were clear and controlled. Activate Phase 1. Across the planet, old systems powered up. Some had been waiting for centuries. Machines designed by people long dead followed commands written in forgotten languages. Above Earth, the sky remained peaceful. Below it, humanity moved as one. Because Earth was not afraid of the galaxy. Earth was ready for it. And the galaxy was about to remember why it chose fear over war all those years ago. The Galactic Council believed fear could still control Earth. They were wrong. After the first ships vanished near the solar system, emergency meetings filled the halls of the capital world. Military leaders argued. Some demanded retreat. Others called for full destruction before Earth could strike first. In the end, pride won. "The humans are bluffing," one fleet admiral said. "If they had real power, they would have shown it." That thought shaped the decision. The Council approved Operation Final Silence. Hundreds of warships from different empires gathered at the edge of human space. It was the largest fleet seen in centuries. Their goal was simple: move fast, strike Earth, and erase the problem forever. As the Armada advanced, Earth remained quiet. No threats. No warnings. That silence was taken as weakness. Scouts entered deeper into the solar system. They passed Mars. They passed the asteroid belt. Still nothing. Commanders relaxed. Then the first mistake happened. A battleship at the center of the formation lost power for 2 seconds. Just 2. When systems came back online, its crew was gone. No bodies. No damage. The ship continued moving, empty. Panic spread. Orders were shouted. Formations broke. Sensors tried to lock onto something that was not there. Then Earth finally spoke. A single transmission reached every ship at the same time. You were told to stop. The message was calm. No anger. No threat. That made it worse. The Council ordered the attack to continue. Weapons charged. Energy cannons aimed at Earth. The moment before firing, space itself seemed to bend. Human defenses activated. Invisible fields rippled through the fleet. Ships collided without touching. Missiles vanished mid-flight. Communication between ships collapsed into noise. This was not a battle. This was control. One by one, warships shut down. Crews were trapped in darkness, unable to move or speak. Some ships were pushed out of formation. Others were pulled closer to Earth against their will. The Armada realized something terrifying. Earth was not defending. Earth was testing. On the planet, human commanders observed calmly. No cheering. No celebration. Just data. Phase 1 was working. Phase 2 was approved. A human fleet emerged from the shadow of the moon. It was small. Too small. Just a few dozen ships, simple in shape, dark and silent. The alien Armada laughed. That laughter ended quickly. Human ships did not fire traditional weapons. They moved through enemy lines, disabling systems with precision. No explosions. No chaos. Just silence and loss of control. Within minutes, the strongest fleet in the galaxy was helpless. The Council watched in horror. They finally understood their mistake. They had assumed Earth was afraid. But Earth was patient. A final message was sent from Earth, this time to the entire galaxy. We warned you. No demands followed. No threats. Just those words. The Council rushed to vote again. Retreat was suggested. Surrender was considered. But some voices still refused to accept defeat. They cannot destroy us all, one leader said. Earth is still only one planet. That belief sealed their fate. Because Earth had never planned to fight alone. Across human space, signals activated. Old allies, once hidden, responded. Silent stations, thought abandoned, came alive. The galaxy was no longer facing Earth. It was facing everything Earth had prepared in silence. And now, it was too late to turn back. The galaxy finally saw the truth. Earth was never unprotected. As the alien Armada struggled near the solar system, strange movements began across space. Objects once believed to be natural slowly changed position. Old satellites adjusted their paths. Dead stations sent out weak signals for the first time in centuries. Human defenses were waking up. Long ago, humans learned a simple lesson. Anything visible could be destroyed. So they hid everything. Deep beneath Earth's oceans, massive structures rose silently. They were not cities. They were not factories. They were something else. Control centers built into the planet itself. Above the planet, the moon shifted. Not its orbit, but its purpose. Hidden systems inside the moon activated, sending quiet commands across space. Asteroids near Earth responded. Their paths changed slightly, just enough to form an invisible wall. The alien commanders stared at their screens in disbelief. Earth had turned its entire system into a weapon. Human ships moved calmly between disabled enemy vessels. They did not attack crews. They cut power. They locked systems. They controlled movement. The message was clear. Earth was not seeking revenge. Earth was demonstrating control. In the council chamber, ancient leaders grew silent. They remembered warnings from long ago. Humans did not rush. Humans planned. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Human technology was appearing in places it should not exist. Listening posts. Defense grids. Supply stations. All hidden. All activated at the same time. This was not a quick build. This was centuries of preparation. One council member spoke softly. "We are not fighting a planet." No one argued. The alien armada tried to retreat. Engines failed. Space folded in strange ways, guiding ships into safe but trapped zones. No human voice mocked them. No threat followed. Only silence. On Earth, human leaders watched the situation carefully. They spoke in low voices. Decisions were measured. A younger commander asked, "Should we finish this?" The answer was calm. Not yet. Earth wanted the galaxy to understand. Another human signal was sent, open to all civilizations. "We prepared because you feared us." The message continued. "We stayed silent because you demanded it." A pause followed. "You came anyway." Across the galaxy, species listened. Some felt shame. Others felt fear. Many felt relief that Earth was not destroying everything in its path. But one empire refused to accept reality. A distant warlord launched a desperate attack. Long-range weapons fired toward Earth from beyond the defense field. They never arrived. The weapons vanished, removed from space itself. That was when the final truth became clear. Earth was not reacting anymore. Earth was in control. The warlord's own fleets lost power instantly. His empire collapsed without a single human ship entering its space. The council watched as centuries-old power structures fell in minutes. Earth had learned the galaxy's systems better than the galaxy itself. As the last enemy ships near Earth were secured, the human fleet returned to silent formation. No victory display. No celebration. Only readiness. The moon powered down. Asteroids returned to normal paths. Space appeared peaceful again. But the galaxy would never see it the same way. One final report reached the council. Human systems were now active across multiple sectors. Earth was no longer isolated. Earth had connected itself to the galaxy, on its own terms. A council elder spoke the words no one wanted to hear. "We did not contain humanity. We trained it." And somewhere on Earth, deep beneath layers of stone and steel, a simple command remained active. Phase 3. Await response. The galaxy now had a choice. And Earth was ready for whatever came next. Silence spread across the galaxy. It was not the calm kind. It was heavy, uncomfortable, and full of fear. Systems once controlled by powerful empires now waited for permission they never needed before. Earth had not fired a single world-ending weapon. That was the most frightening part. The Galactic Council struggled to respond. Their fleets were disabled. Their defenses were exposed. Every move they made was visible to Earth. And Earth did nothing. This forced the galaxy to face a hard truth. Humans were not angry. Humans were in control. A council representative finally spoke to Earth. The message was carefully written, polite, and afraid. "We request dialogue." The response from Earth was delayed. Not because humans were slow, but because they were choosing their words. When the reply came, it was simple. "We are listening." That answer shook the council more than any attack. Records were reviewed again. Every past decision involving Earth was questioned. The silence agreement. The isolation. The threat of destruction. All of it now felt like a mistake. Meanwhile, across human space, fleets remained on standby. Not in attack position. In defense formation. Humans did not move closer to alien worlds. They did not demand surrender. They waited. A young species near the outer rim made the first move. They sent a message of apology. They admitted fear guided their past votes. They asked for protection. Earth accepted the message. No conditions. That moment changed everything. Other civilizations followed. Some offered resources. Some shared knowledge. Others simply asked to be left alone. Earth responded to all of them. Fairly. One ancient empire refused. Their leaders believed surrender meant weakness. They prepared a secret weapon, hidden beyond known space. The weapon was activated. Before it could fire, it shut down. No warning. No damage. Just silence. That empire's leaders understood the truth instantly. Earth was already there. The galaxy now knew the full mistake. They had treated humans as a threat instead of a partner. On Earth, human leaders finally spoke openly to the galaxy. "We did not want control," the message said. "We wanted safety." Another pause followed. "You chose fear. We chose preparation." Human history was shared, not as a threat but as a lesson. Humans showed how often they had been attacked, how many times they had survived by adapting. The galaxy listened. Fear slowly turned into respect. Then came the moment no one expected. Earth issued a single warning. "This is the only time we will say this. Do not test us again." The words were calm, not loud, but they carried weight. Human fleets adjusted positions, not toward enemy worlds, but along trade routes and borders. Stability returned where chaos once ruled. Pirates vanished. Illegal wars stopped. Old conflicts cooled. Earth did not rule. Earth enforced balance. The Galactic Council voted again. This time without pride. Earth was offered a permanent seat. Not as a member. As a guardian. The vote passed. Some feared what that meant. Others felt relief. Most felt both. Earth accepted, but on its own terms. The final human message to the Council was clear. "We will not lead your wars. We will not protect your pride. We will protect life." As communications ended, the galaxy felt something new. Hope mixed with caution. Because everyone now understood one thing. Earth had not become powerful overnight. Earth had always been powerful. It had just been patient enough to wait. The galaxy did not sleep. News of Earth's rise moved faster than any fleet. Worlds far from human space felt the change even before they understood it. Trade routes shifted. Old alliances broke. Hidden enemies went silent. Fear spread. Some civilizations celebrated Earth's role as guardian. Others whispered that it was only the beginning of human rule. Both were wrong. Earth did not expand. Earth observed. Across thousands of systems, sensors adjusted on their own. Conflicts that once burned for centuries suddenly froze. Weapons failed at the moment of firing. Fleets lost direction without explanation. The message was clear to everyone. Earth was watching. In distant regions, panic grew. Minor empires collapsed under the weight of fear alone. Leaders were removed by their own people. Long-hidden crimes surfaced as data networks opened without permission. Truth became unavoidable. One powerful alliance tried to resist quietly. They cut off trade. They closed borders. They tested Earth's response with small attacks, hoping to stay unnoticed. They failed. Earth responded not with fleets, but with exposure. Secret weapon sites were revealed to the galaxy. Illegal experiments were broadcast to public channels. The Alliance lost support overnight. No human ship ever appeared. That was the most terrifying part. Meanwhile, on Earth, life continued. People worked, argued, laughed. Most did not know the details of what was happening beyond their sky. Human leaders kept it that way. Power was not shown to inspire fear at home. It was used to prevent fear from returning. A council of human commanders reviewed reports. No emotion-guided decisions. Only balance. One commander warned, "If we push too hard, they will unite against us." The response was simple. Then we stopped pushing. Earth slowed its presence. Defense systems stayed active, but invisible. Trade routes reopened. Communication became open and honest. That confused the galaxy. Fear had prepared them for domination. Instead, they received restraint. Still, panic did not fade easily. Some species remembered ancient stories. They believed humans would one day take revenge for isolation. They prepared underground shelters and emergency plans. Earth knew, and did nothing, because fear without cause would destroy itself. Then something unexpected happened. A distant system sent a message not to Earth, but about Earth. "We were wrong," it said. "Humanity saved us without asking." The message spread. More followed. Worlds once afraid now spoke of safety. Pirates avoided regions marked by silent human monitoring. Refugees found stable routes for the first time in generations. Slowly, panic changed shape. It became acceptance. But acceptance always creates resistance. A final group of empires gathered in secret. They believed chaos was better than human order. They planned a massive attack, not on Earth, but on dozens of neutral worlds. The goal was simple. Blame Earth. The attack began. Before it reached its targets, space folded. Weapons shut down. Fleets froze mid-jump. A single human message reached every involved ship. Stop. Nothing else followed. The fleets stopped. Commanders realized Earth could have ended them. Chose not to. The secret alliance dissolved within hours. Leaders surrendered to their own people. Wars ended without battles. The galaxy exhaled. For the first time in its history, power was used without hunger. The Galactic Council issued a final report. Earth has not replaced us. Earth has changed us. As stars returned to quiet, one truth settled across space. Earth was no longer feared because it was strong. Earth was respected because it chose not to be cruel. And yet, everyone knew one thing. If the galaxy ever forgot that lesson, Earth would remind it. The galaxy waited. After panic, after fear, after silence, every world looked toward Earth. No one knew what humans would do next. They had the power to rule. They had the reach to destroy. But Earth did neither. Human leaders gathered, not in anger, but in thought. They understood one simple truth. Power without control would turn them into the very threat the galaxy feared. Earth had survived because it learned restraint. A final message was prepared. Not a warning. Not a command. A decision. The transmission reached every known system at the same time. Earth will not rule the galaxy. Many worlds felt relief. The message continued. Earth will not ignore it either. Humanity explained its choice. Empires rise and fall. Fear creates war. Control creates resistance. But balance creates survival. Earth would become a guardian of space, not an emperor. Borders would be respected. Cultures would remain free. Trade would stay open. Wars of expansion would no longer be allowed. Some leaders protested. Others accepted quickly. Most stayed silent, knowing resistance was useless. Then Earth did something unexpected. It shared its technology. Not weapons. Defensive systems. Medical knowledge. Energy solutions. Tools meant to protect, not conquer. Trust began slowly. Human fleets repositioned themselves far from populated worlds. They stayed hidden, watching from the dark. Not as threats, but as shields. Conflicts across the galaxy faded. Old enemies sat at the same tables. Piracy became rare. Borders stabilized. Earth did not enforce peace with force. Earth enforced it with presence. On the planet itself, humanity returned to normal life. Children still looked at the stars with wonder, not fear. They did not see enemies above them. They saw responsibility. Years passed. The galaxy changed. A new generation of species grew up knowing Earth not as a target, but as a constant. A quiet force that acted only when necessary. Then one final record was added to the Galactic archives. It described the moment everything changed. Not the battles, not the fear, but the choice. The archive ended with a single line. Earth was never the target. Earth was the warning. Far beyond human space, ancient beings watched and chose not to rise. They saw no weakness to exploit, only balance. And so the stars remained quiet. Because the galaxy learned something it never understood before. The most dangerous power is not the one that destroys. It is the one that can destroy, and chooses not to.